97.3 Citi FM. Relevant radio, always.
Hi, my name is Nathan Quao and welcome to Citi FM's preview of the Barclays English Premier League Match Day 17.
Kupenda Condoms. Love right.
I've been joined once again to help us look ahead of those games by Benjamin Nketsia of the Citi Sports. Ben, welcome back.
Hi, Nathan.
And it was fascinating in the last match round. You predicted, if I remember correctly, somebody winning that Norwich-Everton game. It ended in a draw.
Yeah, I actually predicted Everton to win that game.
Okay,
yeah.
That didn't happen.
Yeah.
But we start off this round with a team that's suffering. Chelsea, they got beaten by Leicester on Monday night. On Saturday afternoon, they start us off with that home game against Sunderland. And Ben, we've said a lot of things about Chelsea. I'm sure the script is very simple. They need to respond in any way possible against Sunderland on Saturday.
Exactly. And this season, they've left a lot of us scratching our heads. We really can't tell where the trouble is from. At the beginning of the season, we pointed to the head coach and his tactics. We pointed to foul preseason preparations. Now, it's a bit difficult because they are losing to big teams and they are losing to small teams as well. But you want to look at the numbers.
In between.
Exactly, mid-table teams, you can put that in there, but you look at the numbers again, and what strikes you most is that they haven't scored from a penalty all season, and that's really key to Chelsea's play. For instance, it's tied to the form of a player like Eden Hazard. He thrives basically on penetration and take-ons. You look at the numbers, and he's had more take-ons repelled than successful ones, so it really is a worry for him. His confidence plummets an inch deeper every time he has a bad game, and he's still gone over 25 goals, over 25 games without scoring a goal. So you can just tell that he's in a really wretched place right now as an individual. Fabregas is not firing. He's been left on the bench a couple of times. You hope that leaving him on the bench would give him the sort of jolt he needs to get going for the season, because really we can't avoid the discussion that when Chelsea get going, they need their big stars. So then the big stars haven't gotten going. Willian looks like he's the only guy out there with something to play for, and that's really worrying for the head coach. But again, Chelsea don't score enough goals. They've scored just 18 goals this season, and that's just about average for the season. It's not in the bottom half of the league. It's not in the top half of the league.
So Sunderland, they are in the bottom part of the table. They've not played too well. Their coach Sam Allardyce has criticised the back four for not being strong enough. Will they respond at Stamford Bridge? They'll go there and fold, and then Chelsea will get themselves the points. Our second game on Saturday, which is at 5:30, is between Newcastle and Aston Villa. We all know who might win this one. Newcastle beat Liverpool the last time out. They are facing an Aston Villa side who, under Remy Gard, have begun to look slightly more positive, but the wins haven't come their way yet. Could it be the day when Aston Villa wins? We wait to see. That game is at 5:30 on Saturday. We start off Sunday with a very interesting game. Two very open sides. And then I bring you back. It's Watford versus Liverpool at 1:30 p.m. I mean, Watford, yes, they may not be the greatest of sides, but they play some very, very positive football. And those two up front, Troy Deeney and Odion Igalo, certainly should give Liverpool's defense a few things to think about, especially as Dejan Lovren will miss that game, even though we don't know for how long he'll be out.
Yeah, typically one of the most structured sides in the league, and you'd be surprised at how composed they look on the pitch. I mean, a newly promoted side, most people expected them to fight in relegation, sitting pretty in mid-table. I think that they've taken the pressure off themselves of how they've played so far. Odion Igalo, he's still top scorer in the league with 10 goals as things stand now. So confidence booster for them. The only danger with that is that if he doesn't get going in the game, Watford tend to have a bit more difficulty scoring. Another striking factor is that they've kept 7 clean sheets, and that's impressive. I mean, those are stats you'd want to associate with teams in the top half of the league. Unfortunately, Watford are the ones who are getting the plaudits for this one. So they give you an idea of a side that are organized, a side that are able to ride out games. For Liverpool, they've been a bit inconsistent for me. I mean,
they play very well away from home than at Anfield.
That's the problem this season. I mean, and then they go away from home again, which is a good thing because Watford have not managed to win back-to-back home games all season. So it's interesting how this one will pan out. But for Liverpool, they need the key guys to fire. Christian Benteke, I felt that he handled the pressure of that big transfer pretty well. He scored a couple of goals to get his confidence going. Now, it looks as if the injury, the new manager, a change of system, it's all got into him, but he needs to settle down and have his head in the right place. He struck the post a couple of times. He still has it in him. You can tell that he doesn't lack confidence. He's still that clinical striker that we know of. This could be the game that could give them that spot.
See what happens as Troy Deeney and Odion Igalo partner against Liverpool's defense, and how will Watford's defense hold up against a Liverpool attack that's very fluid, especially when they play on the road. On Sunday, our second game at 4 p.m. is between Swansea and West Ham, and Swansea have gone through everything this season. They started on a high, beat Man United at a point, and then they started to struggle. They've lost Gary Monk, he's been thrown out. They are looking for a new manager. Can West Ham take advantage, especially as they know how to play very well away from home? But the tie of the round, Ben, is on Monday. Is Arsenal taking on Manchester City? And it's a top of the table clash with the winners probably going up the table, especially looking at what happens when Leicester plays over the weekend. Fascinating tie we have on our hands. Arsene Wenger's men against Manuel Pellegrini's attacking side.
Interesting tie. Two teams who score a lot of goals. So one thing you are sure about in a fixture like this is that you probably be treated to a goal fest, and that's a good thing. Arsenal, I think this period of the season is about character for them because this is where they've always folded up. When they hit the Christmas break and the barrage of games come, they just can't seem to handle. They have the same injury problems they had last year. Key players as well, not just injury players, but again, losing players is the fertile ground for another player to come in and stake his claim. For instance, Mesut Ozil, he's on 13 assists for the season. He's probably eyeing that Thierry Henry record of 20 assists in the season. So I think that for Mesut Ozil, this is a time where he can show more responsibility. Probably look to put his name in those international award categories. Ballon d'Or winner, could you score a bit more? Could you set up your teammates a bit more? Arsene Wenger himself has spoken about how excited he is about Ozil's ability to not just pass the ball now, but to get into the box. But for us now, they will look on that last result against Man City, that 2-0 victory at the Etihad, and they'll say that our confidence is tied to this one because we came out here and did a good job. It was a structured performance, if you remember, but that player who gave them the balance in that game is out injured. Francis Coquelin, he was one of the top interceptors in the league before that injury came around. But I feel that Arsenal still, or Arsene Wenger, does have a blueprint to emulate in terms of how to beat Manchester City. A disciplined gameplay or game plan. You don't go out there playing your usual possession football. You need to tune up to the style of the opponent.
So Manchester City will take on Arsenal in North London, and it will be fascinating to see what kind of Arsenal turns up. Will they be solid? Will they invite Manchester City? Will Manchester City sit back and try to hit on the counter? Who wins the shootout of the assist makers? Is it Kevin De Bruyne or Mesut Ozil on the side of Arsenal? So Arsenal versus Man City is a Monday night tie. It's on Monday 21st at 8 p.m. So there you have it. We start off with Chelsea's home game against Sunderland at 3 p.m. It's our first game of the day on Saturday. And then we conclude Saturday's transmission with our 5:30 kickoff between Newcastle and Aston Villa. On Sunday at 1:30, we start off with Watford playing at home to Liverpool. And then there's a Swansea versus West Ham tie at 4 p.m. Our game of the round is on Monday night at the Emirates in North London. It's Arsenal welcoming Manchester City, and that game kicks off at 8 p.m. As usual, you can win great prizes from us here at Citi 97.3. It's our predict and win. I wonder why people are not winning the prizes. Please get them right this time. Arsenal versus Manchester City. Predict correctly and you walk away with a fantastic prize. It's just 4 days away from Christmas. That match day is on the 21st. Christmas is on the 24th. Delight yourself with a great prize from us here at Citi 97.3. All you need to do is drop your predictions in the comment section below this video, and if you get it right, we'll get in touch, hand you a fantastic prize because you predicted correctly in the Barclays English Premier League match day tie between Arsenal and Man City. We'll catch you then on Saturday, and then we take you through to Monday night, and then we'll end match round 17.